Great day. Happy spring equinox to everyone in the northern hemisphere, and happy autumnal equinox to everyone in the southern. Lotus Dawn here with another astrological update, and I wanted to bring up something to consider about the spring equinox. So, the spring equinox is often considered to be the beginning of spring, and the autumnal equinox is thought to be the beginning of autumn. However, many years ago, I came across something called the Celtic Calendar. And the Celtic Calendar, of course, goes back to ancient England and Ireland and Scotland, and it was how they kept time with the seasons. And they lived very close to the land, right? They would bring in the lambs and the sheep at the time of the winter, and the animals that actually winter with them in their long houses and inside. And so they would mark the seasons a lot of times based on the cycles of the lambs and the sheeps and the cows, with in terms of when the first milk would come, when the first calves would come. And so they were very in tune with the animals and with the cycles of nature. And in that system, they actually kept a different marker for when spring begins. And so in the Celtic calendar, the actual very first day of spring is always February 6th. And the spring equinox actually marks the high point or the peak of the spring, kind of like the full expression. And down here in Southern California, the sun is absolutely the most brilliant it's been so far this year, absolutely stellar. And so I thought it was very interesting to bring you guys this awareness that in the Celtic calendar, the spring equinox is actually the high point of the spring. And so for those of you in the southern hemisphere, the autumn equinox would be the high point of autumn. So let me just go over the dates for the Celtic calendar. So in the Celtic calendar, the first day of spring is February 6th. Spring equinox then becomes the high point or the peak of spring, and May 1st becomes the beginning of summer. Then the high point of summer becomes the summer solstice around June 20th, and the beginning of autumn is actually August 1st. The high point of autumn then becomes the autumnal equinox, September 21st, and the beginning of winter is actually October 31st, or All Hallows Eve, which is quite something to think of that being actually the beginning of winter, or the Celtic New Year, followed by winter solstice then becoming the peak of winter, the high point of winter, and then the completion of winter being February 6th, which is the beginning of Celtic spring. So I just wanted to create this video to give you an alternative calendar to tune into the energetic of what this spring equinox is all about. I would love to hear your comments, your shares in the comments below, because since I began using this calendar, have found it to be incredibly more in tune with nature, and it has allowed me to connect to the earth in a deeper way. And so please share your comments. I'd love to hear how that resonates with you. I'm out here in the earth with the earth right now, and it is just buzzing. There are hawks soaring up in the sky. It feels like a nature celebration is underway, and I would expect nothing less from the high point of spring, as noted by the Celtic calendar. So, some food for thought, some new information to begin our spring, or to celebrate our spring. What I noticed through following this system is that I feel that I get a longer time to celebrate each season. I remember as a child, summer would start, or at least they said summer would start on the solstice, June 21st, and then I would always feel like it was over so soon. This way, following the Celtic calendar, summer actually begins on May 1st. You get your high point at June 21st, and then it completes at August 1st. And so I feel that following this system, I get more time with each season, and it actually is aligning with what the seasons are. So have fun with this, play with this, see how it resonates for you, and I will be back soon with a full astrological update about today's powerful spring equinox. Please share in the comments if you have any other videos you'd be excited to hear more about what's happening astrologically. And I send you biggest love from the earth, from my heart. Happy spring equinox, happy celebration of the earth. Aloha.